Time now for the Left of Lansing Monday Musing for October 13th of 2025. I'm Pat Johnston. We learned over the weekend that dear leader Trump got the COVID vaccine. And look, I think that's great that he got the vaccine, especially for a person of his age. I got my COVID vaccine a couple of weeks ago thanks to Michigan Democratic Governor Whitmer's executive directive last month to ensure the COVID and flu vaccines remain readily available to those who wanted them. And by the way, dear leader also got his flu shot booster. Now, Whitmer's directive removed the barriers for the COVID vaccine and to make it accessible to all Michiganders. And of course, this was in response to the Trump regime's moves to discourage and limit use of the COVID vaccine for millions and millions of Americans. The regime's anti-vaxxer nutball Health and Human Services Director, Robert Kennedy, the guy who believes circumcisions cause autism, ordered the Food and Drug Administration to place unneeded and dangerous restrictions of the vaccine where those only 65 and older could get it without questions asked. Anyone 64 and younger needed to prove that they had a pre-existing condition which put them at greater risk of getting the virus. So much for all that freedom talk. Now, this is all part of the anti-vax and unscientific hysteria that Kennedy and many of his MAGA acolytes are forcing on the American people. The Michigan Health Department recently reported that children who received the shot are 65 to 70% less likely to need hospital care. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Physicians, and the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists all recommend getting the vaccine to help limit the spread of disease and to lower hospital rates. One medical professional I spoke with recently congratulated me on getting the shot because they said it will significantly help reduce the risk of hospitalization. No, it won't eradicate the disease. No, it doesn't mean that you won't get COVID, but it reduces the severity if you get it. You see, the vaccine not only helps limit the spread of the disease, but it'll help us save money in emergency room visits, thereby helping the entire American healthcare apparatus save money. And yeah, the COVID shot made me feel a little funky for about 24 to 30 hours, but that beats getting seriously ill. And for all of his negative bluster about vaccines and bringing fake experts on the regime to run our nation's healthcare and security like Kennedy and Mehmet Oz, dear leader, got the vaccine anyway. I mean, there he is telling Americans not to trust the science, but he's trusting it because he doesn't want to die. And it's so moronic on a political level because if there's one thing he did right during the pandemic, it's by infusing billions of dollars to help develop a vaccine so this country and the world could get back to living our normal lives. But then during the 2020 election, he bought into the MAGA hysteria and the MAGA lies about the vaccine and ordered the country to reopen before pharmaceutical companies finished completing the vaccines, which ended up killing hundreds and thousands of Americans. And to make matters worse, he made his MAGA followers doubt the results of his own success. Now, if you're thinking that is moronic, think about how he and his regime and MAGA Republicans in Congress are also currently shutting down the government because Democrats are demanding Affordable Care Act tax credits are renewed to help save thousands of dollars for millions of Americans, and Democrats want Medicaid funding that was cut from the MAGA murder budget restored to help millions of hardworking Americans receive basic health care coverage. And I'm looking at you, MAGA Michigan Republicans in Congress like Lisa McClain, John James, who's running for governor, Tim Walberg, Tom Barrett, Bill Huizenga, my Congressman John Molinar, and Jack Bergman. I mean, rather than being smart, we're acting dumb as the regime guts the FDA, guts the CDC, guts the nation's top mental health agency, and guts the Health and Human Services Department. We're getting rid of the experts who studied their whole lives to make this world just a little bit better for the rest of us. But yes, by all means, let's trust Robert Kennedy with this nation's health. You know, the guy who brought his grandchildren to swim in a contaminated Washington, D.C. stream and who also flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane twice? Hey, while I'm thinking about it, when will the MAGA Republican majority in Congress vote to release those Epstein files? Once again, I'm looking at you, MAGA Michigan Republicans in Congress, Lisa McClain, John James, who's running for governor, Tim Walberg, Tom Barrett, Bill Huizenga, my Congressman John Molinar, and yes, Jack Bergman. leftoflansing@gmail.com is the best way to reach me. Subscribe to the podcast and also subscribe to Left of Lansing on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, the Gram, and Facebook. Take the battle to them.